guys, coming to you from Cali, Colombia. Just arrived here, sitting with my friend Jack. I'm about to start a week of fun here in Cali. So I thought we'd just do a quick little introduction about where Jack's at, some of his struggles, where he's been from. Our intention is to do a little bit of a video vlog, so probably every day we'll try and sit down and do just a little 5-minute breakdown of where we're at and what's going on. But I thought it'd be kind of cool for you guys to do a little boot camp vicariously through Jack's experience.
Yeah, totally. So a little bit of background about me. I first got into this in February last year when I did a course with somebody that James Tusk has worked with, and that was like the first aha moment for me in London. Had some good progress after that. And then stopped, which meant that I kind of shriveled and lost everything. Then I went and did another boot camp in Rio de Janeiro. It's actually where I met James originally.
Cool.
And it was a reawakening, I guess. I had some really fantastic successes there and kind of fell in love with South America in terms of daygame. So I moved to South America in January. It's been part of a bigger plan, and I've been in Cali now, in Colombia now for how long? 6 weeks. Before that in Uruguay. Don't go to Uruguay and do daygame. That's my advice.
Cool.
And then spent another month in Brazil, where I did another boot camp at Rio Carnival.
So I'm going to catch up just because what I want to focus in on is kind of where you're at. I wouldn't say emotional, but just kind of like what your sticking points are, what you want to work on. It's good that you've done. I think that's a great investment that you've done. Obviously, you're investing in yourself, being down here learning Spanish, taking some time, focus on the women that you want to interact with, get some experience with them. That's awesome. I totally think that's incredible. Investing in a few boot camps to kind of get yourself up to snuff and address different areas of your weak points or your just shit that you want to work on. I think that's just it's make the investment early in life and get the gains for the rest of your life. So 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
One, just off, I haven't asked you this before, but just off the cuff, the stuff that you've learned in daygame, how have you seen that play out in other parts of your life, like non-women dating, sex areas of life, business, family, boundaries, whatever?
Okay, so that's a good question. So the reason why I got into this was because I saw some videos and I was actually very depressed and upset because of a previous relationship, and also because my job was really not what I wanted it to be. And what happened when I first did the first boot camp, it reinvigorated me, and it enabled me to just kind of take on things that I just didn't give a shit about in my job and generally in life. It's been interesting because it's been kind of a bigger journey, I guess, that the daygame has been part of, and that really, when I was reading one of my old diaries, I write quite a lot, and I was reading one of my old diaries, and one of the things that always comes up over the last year is people that knew me before I started doing this always say, yeah, it just feels like you've just got a lot more control in your life. You know what you want. You are much more confident in who you are. And yeah, I guess that's it. It's a great example. So I've been going out I live in a different city in Medellin in Colombia at the minute. I've been going out learning to approach on my own. I'll be honest, I really find it quite hard. But I've been doing it, and I've been getting success from it. But the other day I had an absolute nightmare of a session. I didn't do any approaches. So then I went to a bar, had a drink, and this very pretty woman sits onto the table next to me. And because this training has been going on for a period of time, me and her I was actually texting her before you arrived from Cali, and we're going to meet up in Medellin, and there's just lots of benefits that just kind of almost like elevate you totally emotionally when you do it.
I had a very similar experience. That's why I don't even think of this kind of stuff as day game training or game training. It's really just integrating your masculinity. into your life. And if you can climb the masculine scale, become more masculine, the fucking world becomes your oyster. Everything gets a lot better. One of them being your interactions with women and your dating life and your sex life. But case in point, I just came to here from Cartagena today on a plane, and I sat down beside a woman in the plane. We started talking in the same row and had a great conversation with her. And then she said, oh, well, where are you staying in Cali? Where are you going? And I said, oh, my buddy set up the place. Jack set up the place. And I said, this is the address. And she said, oh, I'm not far from there. Why don't I drive you? And so I didn't pay a taxi. She took me here. Unfortunately, she was, I don't know, maybe 6.5, 7. So it was kind of a catch and release. But it was a lot of fun. I had a great interaction with her. And then she gave me a breakdown of everything to do in Cali and gave me a free ride to where I was staying. So it's just a case in point that a lot of times the gains that you net aren't even anything to do with dating or sex. You know, to me, it's like 90% of the really good shit in life. It has nothing to do with day game and sex, but day game is like a tool to build all that other stuff into your life. Because once you get into it, the other stuff just kind of seems to fall into place, like getting shit done or whatever you're talking about.
And so, like, one of the reasons why I'm in South America is to learn Spanish. Like, my number one reason is about learning Spanish. So what I do in the morning, I study Spanish. In the afternoon, I go out and I talk to people. And it's one is feeding the other. And for yesterday, I went out to one of the malls here and did a few approaches. And actually had lots of other conversations with different type of people, like older people, couples, this kind of situation, and people in shops, and it's really an opportunity for me to practice my Spanish. So it's been great in that sense.
And it's a great example to me, like as you climb up the social ladder, you can interact with anybody. When you're at the top of the social ladder, you can literally charm and influence and be charismatic with anybody. It doesn't matter if it's a 60-year-old guy you're talking to or a 18-year-old gorgeous woman that's like 20 out of 10. You're the same person, you're confident, you're driven, you know what you want. That's kind of the goal, I think. To me, that's one of the definitions of being alpha, is to be able to be in that headspace regardless of who you're interacting with. So we're here, we've got about 5 days that we're going to be doing in Cali. Then we've got about, I think maybe another 4 or 5 days or something. We're going to back-to-back in Medellin. So for the period of time that we're going to be working on stuff together, what is a couple things that you want to work on that maybe are intimidating you or scaring you? Or you can even say how you feel about them. I want to work on X, and right now, currently, I feel a little bit this way. And then also, I'd like to hear 1 or 2 things that would be a little bit mind-blowing for you. Like, oh my God, if I had the opportunity to confidently approach 5 gorgeous women all together at a table in a mall, or whatever your thing is that currently you can't envision yourself being able to do. And if we accomplish a couple of those things, they'd be kind of like icing on the cake experiences.
Okay. So I'm going to go backwards, because I can't remember the first part of the question.
Cool. I like
backwards. So I think for me the biggest thing is consistency, and I have done like brave things maybe once or twice when I've been in a coaching scenario, or maybe once or twice when I've been on my own, but like building consistency in those brave things. So for example, approaching a group of 3 or more women that are either sat down or in the street, like I would like to become more consistent with that, because my brain, and I think all of our brains can be like this, is great at making excuses and creating those positive reference points. So me and actually another one of the guys from the group were out in Medellin recently, and both of us were kind of had this negative energy going on, and I was like, right, I need to do something. So I saw these 3 very, very pretty women, all lawyers from Medellin, and I'm like, right, I'm going to go talk to them 3. And my friend was like, do it. And I did, got the number. We were meant to meet on various dates, but sometimes it can be flaky and it's not happened. But immediately after doing it, I was like, yes. And so for me, one of the big things is really having more of those kind of balls available more of the time.
So to kind of integrate the day game behavior or action, integrate it more into your life, so that, or let's say, make it more of an integral part of your life, so that you're not really turning on the day game energy and turning it off.
It's on,
but that it's always kind of like running in the background, so that when you're walking down the street and you're about to call that client for work, and then she walks by, you just immediately do what you naturally do, and now you're talking. And I think that's a very good goal and very attainable. We'll focus a lot on that to get that up.
Like specifics. So if you think strategically, that's the strategy. That's what the strategic aim is. Specifics is groups of 3 or more.
Okay.
Also mixed groups as well. Because here in Colombia, there's like people go out with their families an awful lot, and like in malls and places like that. It's where there's a lot of people. And so being able to approach that situation, that's something that I'd not done before, and I'd like to look at that too.
Cool, we'll mix it up a lot. We'll get you interacting with all different types of groups of people.
But the interesting thing, Clint, is when I can naturally engage with people. Like, I've always been quite good socially with people, but it's when there's that intent in it, that's when my brain starts to go, what are you doing? This is new, this is difficult. There's all these myths that my socialisation has told me that if I do that, then this is going to happen, and like slowly breaking those myths down. But yeah, continuing to do that.
Okay, so that would be one big goal, is we'll focus on a lot of groups, a lot of mixed groups, and try and get it to be, because it is how I was just in Barranquilla, I was telling you this earlier, I was there for 5 days, and literally when I arrived, I just left the bus station, I was taking a taxi, it was a 10-minute taxi, and halfway, so I'd been in the city like 5 minutes, I saw this beautiful fucking girl, so I told the taxi guy, pull over, so I ran over and I hit her up, got her number, started texting her, and it turned out to be the most beautiful girl that I saw of the whole time I was in Barranquilla. And then I just saw her now. She came up to see me in Cartagena and had an incredible time. But the point being, you got to pounce on the opportunities when they're here, because I could have just as easily said, oh fuck, I haven't even got into my hotel yet, I want to unpack, I'll just do it 45 minutes from now, and then all week you don't see that opportunity and you go, fuck, I wish I could go back and try. So I think it's important to always have it running in the background, so that when you need to access those skills, you're right on point. Yeah. So we'll focus on that. And then the other question was just a little bit, I forget what the other question was, but how are you?
How I feel about it.
Yeah, how are you feeling about it? You have some fears? You have some apprehension?
Yeah, of course. But I'm learning that that's just part of it. And I guess I spent a lot of time over the last year to 18 months trying to put myself in situations that are difficult on purpose. Whether I did a comedy show, for example, on stage in front of people. I moved to a country, to a continent where I don't speak the language. And the first 2 months, it was quite hard because I couldn't communicate with anybody. And now I can actually do approaches in Spanish and go on dates and do that whole thing in Spanish. So how does it make me feel? I still feel like shitting myself when I'm going to do a session, like I did yesterday, and I've basically put some rules in place that help me. So the first one is do the first one. You've got to do it. I actually quite like to keep notes and stuff like that, and just of what's happened and improvements. And what I actually found was that I'd spend quite a lot of time just doing that, and I'm like, write the notes quickly, and then if you see one that's there and you want to do it, every 20 minutes you need to do it, just to keep that going. Because even after I do it, or even after in Medellin with the 3 lawyers, like afterwards my body's like, oh yeah, you don't need to do it anymore.
I think a good mindset to be in is that, this is what I think, is that, when you get a compliment for somebody, when it comes into your mind, it doesn't even matter, it's a guy, a girl, whether you would fuck her, whether you would not, none of that matters, okay? You see somebody walk by, and they've got really good style, or she's got incredible hair, or whatever it is. Maybe she's 45, maybe she's 18, maybe she's with her parents, and she might even be 15, right? Obviously, I don't sexualize things in certain situations, because it would be inappropriate, but if somebody walks by and they've got something incredible that they're doing, or they look a certain way, it triggers something in me, which is wanting to give them a compliment, because I notice, like, wow, she's got incredible hair. I kind of feel like, to keep yourself clean, you got to go get rid of that compliment. Go give it to her. Go give it to him. Whoever the person is that generated it in you, go get rid of it as fast as you can. Go give it to them and keep yourself clear of it. And then when you're walking down the street, you'll see someone else and you'll get another one. Oh my God, that person over there, they're so social, they're so funny, they're so whatever. Go give them the compliment. Move on to the next one. If you can keep getting rid of them as they come, ideally as fast as it enters you, go get rid of it and then move back. I think it's almost like a river, like it just kind of keeps it from damming up. And then that way you're always fresh. When you see somebody, you go give them a compliment, you come back to where you were, you move right along. It's not a gaming thing, it's just literally giving people what I think they deserve. So I'm going to wrap up now because our food's here. But keep on point, guys, and look forward to touching base with you the next couple days. Take care.